What's up, everybody? So I've received this interesting comment that I'm going to talk about, and it's from Nizzo the artist. So he left this comment under my, mulatto men and women solidarity video, basically, promoting us together, stating we should work together, right? So I received this comment underneath that video, and so I'm going to read it to you guys. I preach against race mixing for this very reason. 10 years ago, I warned black people about race mixing. You will one day create a sub-race. You see that right there? Sub-race, those are his words, not mine. And unfortunately, what I've discovered over the past month in some of these so-called mixed race spaces and channels is that a lot of these biracial people, they consider themselves a sub-race to people like him, to black people, which is very sad. But continuing on, just like they did in Brazil in order to offset the large population of blacks, in America, it is more on emotional reasoning. I find it odd when mulattoes make claims of cultural depression, when in most cases, not all, they are praised inside black communities. That right there is completely false. Because if that was the case, if most of the mulattoes were praised in the black community, as you are stating here, then we wouldn't have these alternative spaces developing every day. I wouldn't have, all these people who connect with me, come to my channel, my other social media, who email me, send me messages. All these people are waking up, right? So clearly that means that there is something going on, that they're not all treated in a special, preferential manner in the community. So this idea that majority of mulattoes are praised in black society, like I said, is completely false. But continuing on, then he states here, and in some cases are treated even better. He says some cases, which I find laughable. But anyways, it says, the danger is when one mulatto has a different experience. So it's if one guy or one gal has a different experience, that's the danger. Oh no. So he's basically trying to set the kind of pretense that it's only a couple people like me, I'm the problematic one, only a couple of you, then it's an issue. And out of that experience, look past the 80% of mulattoes that are treated very well. It's interesting, this number, this generic number that he's, developed, 80%. I mean, these are just numbers he's just pulling out of his head. There's no basis for it. But obviously he's trying to make the, argument that most mulattoes are praised, even, more so than blacks in the community. Which if that was the case, we wouldn't have alternative spaces for us, right? And then he states, isn't that the danger in every movement? The H-man is a prime example of one person who had a bad experience and turned it into a whole, spelling it should be W-H-O-L-E, movement. Now, you see that right there, guys, the comparison to the H-man, right? The extreme measures that he's going to, this guy, this commenter here, right? Because, I can already tell, I look at his channel, he's basically a black identity extremist, and with most black identity extremists, they always go to the extreme, right? So that's why he's referencing the H-man and trying to make this comparison. I'm not surprised though. And then he states, I knew this day would come. No, because you're so smart, right? You can prophesize that this day would come, right? There is no, and the spelling is incorrect here, it should be N-O, no race on the earth that hasn't turned their, okay, the spelling right there again, turned their back on black people. So you guys see right there where he's saying that basically every group on the planet, every racial group has turned their back on black people. So the mindset of this guy. He's a proud victim, okay? He's pro-black, okay? Black identity extremist. He's a proud victim. So every group has turned their back on us, and it's not fair. I mean, this proud victimhood is disgusting. And then he puts here, and now the mulattoes will do the same. Right? It's funny because in my opinion, most of these mulattoes that I'm seeing, especially on YouTube and TikTok or whatever, they just want to be underneath blacks. As I've stated earlier in this stream, You look at us as a subgroup, and a lot of these damn mulattoes, they themselves look at themselves as a subgroup underneath you, the blacks. I don't. I look at myself as an independent, functioning, autonomous individual and class and group of people, those who are similar like me. But a lot of these other people, they're confused, they have identity issues, so they just want to fit in underneath you. So that's the interesting part here, where you frame it that mulattoes will do the same, but I'm looking at it like, well, a lot of these mulattoes just want to kiss your butt. And those are the ones who will go to your channel, begging for acceptance. Not me, though. So that's why he's very kind of extreme. And he took the time to put this comment on my channel because he's worried about guys like me. He even stated 80% of you guys are praised in the community. All it takes is that one person. So when he sees a guy like me, I guess you can say a detractor, he's very fearful. He's like, oh no, you're going to inspire other people to break the chains, to stop being mules, and to stand up for themselves. So that's why he's taking me serious, right? But what makes this worse than the race is the fact that mulattoes are a part of us. We're also a part of white people, which is one of the main equations that a lot of you people seem to forget. And share the same blood. We also share DNA, blood, ancestry, and heritage with Europeans as well. So remember that. But it is written and predicted that black people will have no friends in the lands, not even by our own offspring. Interesting observation that he's laid out here. So of course, when I first saw this comment, I basically screenshotted it. I knew, okay, this is good. I should probably talk about this, provide some commentary, because I'm not the type of guy, depending on who you are, I'm not going to go in the comment section and put a long, lengthy, text or reply to whatever the hell you're saying. I can just, basically screenshot this and make a video about it, talking about it. I think it's more, I think my audience will get more out of it. But this is very typical. This victim narrative, this whole, these false comparisons with the H-man, the extremism that a lot of the pro-blacks push, especially in regards to mulattoes. Like I said, he put this comment underneath a video, not even my black nationalist videos where I talk about the conspiracies and the extremism of black nationalism. He didn't put any comments under those videos. He put this comment underneath the video I published about mulatto men and mulatto women working together, being a group. That's what he's fearful of. That's what most of them are fearful of. They're afraid we're going to break away and be our own group, create our own group, and continue the legacy, the lineage, etc. That's ultimately what they're afraid about. They're afraid of. It's not the fact that, we're going to be against them or turn our backs on them. Because like I said, a lot of these people I see online, they just want a black ass to kiss and to be accepted from them, right? Because that's all they've ever known. A lot of these biracials, their white daddy left them, abandoned them. So they've been enculturated in the black culture. They grew up, that's all they know. So with saying all of that, my beautiful mulatto people, once again, it is my honor and it is a pleasure to serve you. Until next time, sayonara.